Xiaohu picked it up, but Xie, I mean, this guy has been looking fantastic here. Zoe, give me one quick shot.
Yeah, ding! Not too surprising on that one. Dixon already won with it. Let's see, Ornn, Ezreal. There's the Ezreal, not too surprising. It's gonna most likely grow into those red side bans, as you mentioned in the previous game. Then what about picks? It's assuming we're gonna see those like our
Jarvan.
Mike Young. Do you think Mike Young, MLXG? Do you reckon either of these guys will pull something spicy out? Because you got two, you know, potentially very action-oriented junglers.
I feel like Mike Young is a meta slave now. He's on TSM. He's got to play the, you know, he's got to be assimilated into a ward slowly but surely. It'll happen. There's the Xerath.
Oh, Zyrene, you sound a little like Yankos in that one. There's the Xerath, as you mentioned. And we'll see how quickly Mike Young will adapt.
Okay.
Lost bans on each side. This is where we could see some shenanigans coming out. Are there any power picks on the tip of your tongue? Like Misfortune, one of the others?
Azir, Misfortune, and Jarvan are the three that jump out at me here in terms of what I think would be banned. From the blue side, I actually think Azir is not a bad one to ban here, but the Varus, okay. So they're, but this is strange because that leaves both Misfortune and Jhin up, so there are two lethality users that you can go for, and now they're saying, okay, we're not going to ban Misfortune, we're leaving that up because we want it to be like, if we pinch that, you get one and we get none.
I like seeing some of the poke champions banned away. Jace, Varus, Xerath taking off the pool. Misfortune again. So definitely the most picked, most first picked champion across the 5 games we've seen thus far.
Yeah, the thing I like about this is red side is usually constrained to ban Ornn and Ezreal and then one more, and Misfortune's actually a flex pick. We haven't seen it in support yet today, I believe, but it is a champion that you can flex around, so picking it on blue side doesn't hurt you at all. Because if it's red side, you know, then it's like, okay, we can counter pick. Blue side, usually you want to counter pick them, but you can just flex it around.
That makes some sense. Gives you those opportunities, the power in the flex, right? All right, another Jarvan. It was first pick for North America to open up the day. Hornster playing the Gnar this time around. He actually got a 1v1 kill while playing Shen into Gnar. Really styling on Vert in the laning phase. And there we're going to see the Sejuani. So those two sort of meta junglers continuing to make it through the ban phase and showing up in the first round of picks.
Yeah, MLXG on the Sejuani, a champion that, you know, hasn't always been in his wheelhouse. He loves those aggressive things, the Lee Sin, the Jarvan, the playmakers. And having this Sejuani will put a tax on Bjergsen to most likely take Cleanse in the mid lane to force him to have that Summoner spell, because you could constantly go mid and put pressure onto that NALCS All-Star mid.
Well, definitely doubly effective now that there's a Shadow Dash taunt to get out of as well. So even if you are forced to take that Cleanse, gains a little more value. We'll see what other CC gets locked in. Sneaky. Is he going to go for a Jinx? I don't think so, but where do you think it's going to change to?
I think if he is picking an AD, it's Jhin. Yeah. It's his babe. When this champion first came out, he was on top of it, playing it constantly in solo queue. Even when people don't think the champion that's a new AD carry gets released, Sneaky's like all over Kalista, all over Jhin. He's always pioneering these guys, and people are banning it from him, but now he gets to pick it up. Don't know the matchup just yet in the bottom side.
Yeah, we'll have to see if he can put on a performance that equals BB's from the previous game. Definitely have a good one to stand up to. What do you think? 1307, I think, with a pentakill to boot. So, come on, Sneaky, give us another. LeBlanc out the gates. That one is banned away. So, does that signal some sort of control mage? Well, Azir is the response. What's next?
Talia is also a champion that's up there in that echelon, in that tier. Galio kind of fell out of the wayside right after the changes, the shift to AP, and Talia's kind of that one that's remaining as the roamer alongside Ryze. So Talia, Ryze are kind of the ones that are in that tier. Vel'Koz is mostly a counter pick, but looks like they're banning around to try and find, you know, don't just crush that mid pool. Put a little towards support too.
Yeah, get rid of some of that engage. Aftershock Leona is doing so well. And get banned away here as the last ban from NA. And we'll see where they're going to lock in their final picks here. So support to the mid laner is what's left for NA. China's got some flex power in their 80 carry position. Syndra taken off. Bjergsen's not going to have access to one of his signature picks.
It's one of those things where I'm like, I can't believe I forgot about Syndra.
Yeah.
And it's strange because you don't see her too often, but the Malzahar is another one too that I've just completely forgotten about in the, you know, the poke meta that's been coming through. We even saw Malzahar earlier today, but it just feels like the LeBlanc, the Syndra, these are a little bit more targeted towards the mid laners as opposed to sweeping bans that you would put on somebody.
And you also, when you're at an event like All-Stars, you sometimes, I know we definitely hope to see the more exciting champions, and a good Malzahar It's really about positioning. His kit is not the most exhilarating to watch. You can, of course, get those flash ultis, but we want to see the LeBlancs. We want to see the Zeds. We want to see those champions that you can just pop off on. I believe that's what the kids are saying
Like
these days.
Kassadin?
Like a Kassadin. I'm willing to accept that. We can have some fun. Definitely some scaling on the side of China now.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that can potentially happen here in that mid lane for the Kassadin. I want to see what the rune setup is, because you can end up going for Presence of Mind when you end up leveling up or you end up getting a takedown. You keep refunding the mana for seconds afterwards, and you can constantly just keep rift walking over and over and over again and stack it up to a ridiculous amount.
Ooh, Maker locks in the Thresh there. So bottom lane secured, potential infinite rift walks for Xie. Infinite's a strong word, a lot of them. Maybe he gets all that mana back. We'll take a look at the subset of the runes once we get into the game. I'll bring it up on the screen and we can talk about it. But last pick now, support for NAs, for Afromu.
Tom Kench, Morgana, feeling one of those two here for Afromu. All right, counter in the Thresh. When you blind pick it, you got to pick one of those two if you're really looking to kind of neutralize that lane.
Zareen, these guys are playing this one serious. This feels like pretty standard, right? You've got some good front line. You've got engage, you've got disengage, you've got tools. Like, both teams feel pretty well-rounded here in what their team comps can do.
Let me tell you about North America and taking tournaments seriously when other people like, heard Yankos and Power of Evil saying, it's not as important. North America, this is important. This is where we get to show what we're made of.
History has proven All-Stars is where NA shines. I'm looking at some NA fans in the audience, and there are smiles on their faces. NA representing. They'll have to take down China now to go 2-0 on the day. That sets them up well in the group. You only play 3 group stage games.
Exactly. It's not double round robin. It's single round robin. If you go 2-0 over in the first day and you get that win over China, tiebreaker is kind of like, okay, you have that head-to-head. Then we end up going, all right, North America, looks like you're #1 coming out of the group. You want to avoid Korea, which is most likely getting out of the other group as #1. But, I could speak too soon.
I think that's a safe bet, but they are playing LMS in the next game. The Korea Killers at one time. We'll see whether or not Fofo can lead the boys to another one. Before we get there, it's North America versus China. The crowd is pretty split because when Maker locked in Thresh, they're a huge contingent of LPL fans here. Well, they lost it. There was a lot of volume here in the battle arena. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together. It's North America taking on China at All-Star 2017. And this one is for bragging rights, because remember, it's you guys that voted for them. These are your teams. Listen to that.
I was going to say, there are so many fans of the Chinese LPL in the house today. I don't think I've heard a troll TSM once.
They try to start one now. It kind of fell on its face. It's between TSM and NA, it kind of got a little bit of a mess. Get your cheers together, guys. LPL definitely won that one. Let's see how this game plays out now. I didn't actually catch the keystones. Let me take a look at some of the rest of these. It doesn't look like anything super surprising yet. Hold the phone. Is that an unsealed spellbook on Bjergsen's Malzahar?
This seems to be the one that people go for on the Malzahar, but I love Unsealed Spellbook. The start of the heal here for the laning phase, and it's interesting because he doesn't feel like he's going to have like kill pressure on him for like an Ignite or an Exhaust or anything like that. This is survivability on ganks, and this allows him to, if he gets bullied enough, he can swap it to Cleanse for the Sejuani, and then if he feels like he needs to split push, he can match with the teleport later, and it gives him a lower flash cooldown.
Dude, that is the tax break that we were talking about from NA.
Aww.
The Unsealed Spellbook gets you out of the cleanse tax you were talking about in Picks and Bans.
Oh, man.
A little on the nose?
Like,
yeah,
yes.
Political humor doesn't work in the room, I'm afraid.
It gets me all down, though,
Sorry.
They're topically relevant, but anyway. Bjergsen, though, with that, and that thing is, I want to see what he ends up doing with it later, because a lot of people have been taking it mostly because of the fact that you're not going to be swapping those summoner spells like viciously throughout the game. You're just going to do it once or twice, and it's mostly for the 25% cooldown reduction on the summoner spell. More flash ultis, get in there every 3.5 minutes.
We'll keep an eye on how that plays out. Of course, Bjergsen starts with that flash heal. We'll keep an eye on character portrait, make sure we can try to keep an eye on that. Once he hits 2 minutes, he's got that shard. Now James will get another shard at 8 minutes. And of course, having the ability to flash on a significantly lower cooldown, that's one of the biggest perks. I mean, that goes back to the survivability point you made. You can flash away from ganks more frequently as well as adapt that secondary. 957 is styling on Haunter, but as Haunter's about to Mega Gnar, 957 realizes he needs to back away.
Yeah, it's that,
What does that one say?
that level 2 first. And Haunter just played the other side of the matchup earlier. Sneaky hook.
Follow up though, here's the power of Tahm Kench. Exactly what you want to use that champion for.
Yeah, and the fact that he has Guardian as well makes it so that he's faster and he gives the shield over. But look at this, Mike Young ganking the bottom lane.
Well, definitely not role-playing award yet. Flag and drag, but defensive flash from Mako means he's able to escape safely. It still counts. That's going to be an easier target if Mako ever gets caught by that Deadly Flourish.
Yeah, and it's more of the aggressive lane on the side of China, but NA, oh, hold on though. I don't know if they saw MLXG here. It does look like a ping came down.
I'll look for that stun. Not going to really follow it up just yet. Needs a couple extra tags. There was some support from Mike Young to back up or anything like that.
Yep, there's the aggressive lane.
Oh, the play not going to find its target. You can feel the tension building up in this lane. One misstep could cost first blood.
Yeah, Sneaky there actually just got a biscuit delivery, and then so we pop that and a potion, so you see he's ticking up quite quickly. He'll be near full health again, but he took the boots and 4 pots at the start because he knew the lane was going to be a bit oppressive if he got hooked.
Very, very cheeky play. Just get rid of that blast cone. Remove any surprises, or potential for surprises. Good play. The Devour comes down from Afro, and he goes out. Death Sentence finds himself a catfish. But Afromu with flash, with exhaust, and the fact that Uzi was low, not a kill threat yet.
Yeah, I actually believe that the Guardian from Afromu gave Sneaky a shield inside him, so the Ignite ticking down actually wasn't as effective because he was shielded inside the belly of the Tahm Kench. Pearson already swapped the Summoner.
It's going to work out, obviously give Bjergsen the ability to get back to lane. Flash, teleport now. Summoner spell shots, he'll get his next shard optimization, or shard alternation would be a better word, at 8 minutes. So get that TP off cooldown again and decide where he goes next with it. Unfortunately, we can't break down any of the other runes. Don't have access to that information on the caster desk, so we'll take a look in the post-match. The specifics of Bjergsen's unsealed spellbook. We've talked a lot about the bottom lane. Let's make our eyes towards this top lane. 957 on the Shen, playing into Haunter. Haunter's already got himself a 7 CS lead. It'll be evened out soon-ish. But nope, not going to do that, Zarin, because it looks like there's both junglers in the bottom lane.
Yeah, looks like gank and counter gank. Uzi versus Sneaky at the start.
The target. Remember, Mako's got no flash. It was blown earlier. Mike Young in North America, they get one back. MLXG's looking for an Arctic Assault. He's not going to fire the target, though, and backs away in a punish. The Summoner spellless Mako.
Yeah, Mako flashed earlier from the gank. Look at that, the flash!
Oh, nicely done, Mike Young. There you go, Rookie of the Split of the Year. No doubt.
Oh, you giving him that title? Oh, man.
I'm doing it. I'm doing it.
The whole year.
Yes.
Yes. Mike Young, though, I mean, this guy, he's so young. He came in. This rookie has been working both when he was on Phoenix 1 and now with TSM. He did coaching for Scouting Grounds. He's incredibly active, passionate, and really wants to learn pretty much everything. And right here, going in, has no hesitation. This is those niddly plays transferring to a Jarvan. Flag drag, flash for the knockup, follow up, no hesitation from Sneaky, knowing that Mike is going to make that play. The communication, pretty crisp there.
Oh, really nicely done. I love seeing that flag and drag flash. It gives North America a 1,400 gold lead. Both kills in Mike Young's back pocket and doing very well to open up the game. Is that kind of what you would expect if you look at some of the lane strengths? Yeah, I mean, Gen TK, there's the potential to dodge those thresh strokes we saw play out multiple times.
Yeah, it usually, like I said, the Chinese bottom lane here of Uzi and Mako would have pressure because of the Misfortune Comet poke and the Thresh being a range support. But Afromu and Sneaky with the Tahm Kench, you can counter, and that's exactly what they did. You went aggressive, they countered, but I feel like the jungle timing is what really messed that one up for China, was Mike Young being down there twice before MLXG has been there kind of once.
Yeah, really, really good point. Mike Young pitching a little bit of a tent, but it gets the team ahead. I mean, it's an extremely sizable lead this early in the game. Serrated Dirk, picked up by Sneaky, got himself that biscuit delivery to go with a refillable potion. Equalized by Uzi on the other side. The CS deficit, obviously going to be in Uzi's favor, so we'll keep our eyes on that number and how that'll play out, because Sneaky, again, you just see Uzi's in his face, even though they've conceded those 2 kills.
Yeah, that was something I noticed from Uzi at Worlds. I feel like he really started to pick that up, and even in the LPL, where even if he has no flash, or Mako has no flash, or even his support in the LPL, he's still going to play past the halfway point because they'll ward up, and this is what pressure is, right? Usually you need 2 points of pressure to really make something happen on a map, and even when they're at a disadvantage in summoner spells and whatnot, they're still going to push up, and it'll force the jungler to deal with it, or they lose turret damage.
Yeah.
So camping Uzi can be a very viable strategy, but they have to get something else for it from the Chinese team.
It just gets so much more difficult now that 957 has got a stand United as well. So that get out of jail button is available. Uzi's like, I don't care about your lantern.
Wait,
I'll get
Mike Young
away
on
from that one.
MLXG?
Mike Young's not going to predict the pathing from MLXG. Now Mike Young's in trouble. Here comes Shia. There's the stand United. Cataclysm goes down, but that's a kill to 957. Now that window of opportunity to punish bottom is opened because Stand United's on cooldown.
Exactly, but still, I feel like that's kind of looking at the silver lining there. Mike Young went into the jungle, found MLXG. Bjergsen doesn't have priority or anything even close to it, and they're just going to get there faster.
Well, I'm glad to see Mike Young still playing aggressive, forward, invading. It was reckless, right? It was a brave call, opportunistic call, and it's punished well by the LPL.
Yeah, and the fact that he was level 6, I feel like what he's looking for here is if he lands the EQ knockup onto MLXG here, he would be able to take enough damage, reduce the armor, potentially kill him by ulting, but MLXG still has Smite to smite the red buff and get HP back, so he is more than fine in that situation.
Yeah, Sneaky was super late to the party as well.
Yeah.
Not enough support there from NA. He jumped down to the bottom lane.
As a jungler, I blame myself in those situations, but hold up.
I always blame you. And MLXG's going to flash defensively as Mike Young was looking for something. But yeah, I've come to learn, you know, it's a lot of time it is the jungler's fault. By the way, down in the bottom lane, Uzi used the bullet time. It is on cooldown. Didn't quite see if it was for a kill or anything, but no flashes or no other summoner spells blown, so could just be farming, could just be for pressure. Either way, we look top again at 957. That kill actually so helpful to keep him relevant because he's down 24 CS.
Yeah, and it looks like he's going for armor first to, you know, kind of deal with the Gnar, but then Tiamat in his future here to just wave clear, push Hauntzer in. And this Gnar, I mean, he doesn't have press the attack, right? There's 2 kind of Gnar paths. You go press the attack if you want to just constantly hit the guy and it's one of those matchups, or Airy, where you throw the boomerang and it'll land, and then that's kind of it, and you keep having that pattern. So this is a matchup that Hauntzer actually opted not to go for press the attack, but instead go for Airy. And I think the reason is because the adaptive AD is worth more in the sorcery tree than having precision attack speed on Gnar.
That makes sense. And in terms of preference, do you like this Airy more? I know we talked about how much you like adaptive damage and how useful it can be at different stages of the game.
Yeah, I feel like last hitting early on with that attack damage is just way better than having the precision attack speed. It's not going to help Gnar at most points of the game. So I do actually prefer this on Gnar most of the time.
And I guess it also makes sense when you've got that advantageous lane matchup, right? Gnar into Shen was already pretty good, and now this extra AD can do well. I mean,
yeah.
What, 24 CS already? Of course there was a Stand United use, so
yeah.
keep that in mind.
I wonder if you leap on somebody's head on a teammate, you Airy them.
We'll have to keep our eyes on
I don't know.
Well, here goes the Dragon Strike into Demacian Standard. Mike Young looking for MLXG. It's Sneaky that gets the kill credit. 3rd of the game for NA, and golf claps here in the arena as that lead is stable at 1,000.
Yep, and they're going to go right for this Mountain Drake. Mike Young, you know, you do it once, messes up, blame the team, do it twice. Hey, that's what it looks like when everybody's on the same page. Goes for MLXG again, starts punishing him.
Dude, the lights in this arena are pretty, like, snazzy. There's something like disco lights whenever a dragon goes off, and it's pretty fun. NA, they're celebrating, they're dancing.
We always do it a little too early. Week 1 sets in, and we go crazy. Thankfully, All-Stars 1 week.
1 week, there we go. There's no week 2, so.
Yeah, week 1 NA.
No 0-9 NA. Too soon, maybe. Let's see what they can do. All right, Shia now and Bjergsen. We've not looked at them for a little while. Bjergsen's still on flash teleport. Got himself that shard, can potentially change one of them. He's got himself some free-ass boots as well.
Yeah.
And Shia making his way towards that Rod of Ages. So now we're going to see these mid laners get more involved, getting closer to level 11. As I say that, it looks like Bjergsen's going to be in trouble in the bottom lane. Here comes MLXG. There's no ultimate available for him. Bjergsen's got no flash either. Call of the Void will just buy a few seconds, and China get their second kill. The arena definitely loud for that one.
Yeah, as a Sejuani main, I love this combo. This, the Kassadin plus the Sejuani. I think Fizz is kind of the only other one that I really like mid lane because Kassadin stacks the passive for you. Even before the gank, he R's in and starts getting those stacks. Look at that, 1 stack, 2 stack with the auto reset. All you have to do is W from there and you get your stun. You're pretty much dead at that point. So yeah, GA doing a lot of the work there for him.
Yeah, making it work out. Mako defensive, flashes away from the deadly flourish. Mike Young, see if that Cataclysm's available or not. Gonna look for a target. There's the flash engage from Bjergsen. The unsealed teleport setting them up for another kill. And remember, 25% shorter cooldowns on summoner spells. More TPs, more flashes, more often.
Exactly. More action. It's like we're selling it here. I like what he's got. Let's see here. He went Ionian Boots of Lucidity. 180-second cooldown on flash and teleport. So he also has Cosmic Insight from the Inspiration Tree. So the 30% plus the extra from the Ionian Boots of Lucidity.
I'm actually not gonna lie, I am trying to sell it. I completely ruined competitive integrity because I went to Song and Afromu before the day started, and I went, guys, can you please run Unsealed Spellbook Blitz? I'm like, Afro, you're the only guy that can pull this off. You start Smite, you invade, take TP at level 2, do like a TP gank. They didn't really buy it, but I did try. You know, I tried to nudge the team.
Yeah, NA doesn't like to take EU strats.
No, evidently not. They instead did it on Bjergsen, and
yeah, we take
it's working out well. 0-1-2, and it's working out for this Malzahar. I want to see if he changes. Do you think he changes from Flash?
I don't think he changes from TP. TP is just so good. A 3-minute cooldown TP. Nobody can match you. Like, this is going to put you on, like, Shen levels of global pressure, right? And even if you're matching TPs, that's like a single teleport could get a teleport out of 957 and then Xie 3 minutes later.
Yeah, that's so tough. Game-changing if communication's working, right? And especially if Hornsa can keep up. Now let's turn our focus to LPL and China. How do they bounce back, right? Like they've got a fairly beefy-looking MLXG on Sejuani, Cinder Hulk, got some armor, got some MR, a little bit. 957 isn't going to get tankier, but how do they deal with this 3-minute TP and the lead that NA's built up?
They got to use MLXG, constantly engage, and also Mako control vision and pick, because 957, he's in a good position right now in terms of dealing damage to Haunter, but he's still down in this lane and will slowly bleed turrets. So you have to find something early, use Stand United proactively, and I feel like even a Kassadin is something that can set you up there. But right now, oh, another suppression under turret. There it is.
Man, Stand United was even used to try and save him, but in a 4-on-1, never going to be a big enough shield. That's tower number 2, tower number 3 as well. This is a gigantic lead for NA.
Winning top lane, winning early in the mid lane, and then the bottom lane was the one that got ganked twice, and then they upset the jungle as well. So North America actually has all points of pressure right now in the game, and a mountain break. So taking these turrets became easier, and they're going to get this Rift Herald on top of it. Right now, everything is kind of coming up NA.
Oh man, such an early start. 15 minutes up. Rift Herald as well. Double teleports in an open map to play, and this just looked really easy.
I will answer your question from earlier with a non-macro way that they can handle this. QSS would be a fantastic way to deal with this. I saw Xie had a kind of a no magic mantle, and then he changed it over to Merc Treads as opposed to going for a QSS early. But we saw like a QSS second item from Bjergsen in a matchup of Zoe versus Malzahar earlier today, and it just looks like pushing it off because you want the Rod of Ages to stack up, and they ended up going for boots over having the QSS there. So
a little bit greedy maybe, or aggressive.
Yeah, it's one of those things where when you have the QSS, you feel like it's not doing much for you. After you get it, you're just like, this just doesn't feel great either.
And of course it delays the next item you need to buy, so yeah, it's a difficult trade.
And when you get it and start using it, you're like, ah, that was a value buy. It's always kind of, you know, retrospective where like that was a value purchase. Because Bjergsen can just stop ulting.
Yeah, he really can. And of course, Bjergsen's going to have to find targets. Nether Grasp into Kassadin, great tool. Prevents a lot of those Rift Walks, obviously, until the QSS comes up. Abyssal Voyage was used by Afromu to try and catch out Mako and Uzi, but unable to do so. It's just CSD. This game, pretty much even, +2, -2. And in the respective games earlier today, +26 for Xie, +12 for Bjergsen, both of whom obviously won. As it stands, North America, 3,000 gold up. pushing very deep, very proactively into China's jungle.
Yeah, right now, there's no teleport on 957. He doesn't have Stand United, so you can go ahead and start sieging right now. It will be up very shortly, but right now, buying space for Haunter is just fantastic for them because this guy already up like 30 CS at the moment, and it's 17 minutes in. This guy is cresting over that 10 per minute mark.
Let's see how this duel goes. 1 sec, gonna use that Gnar to escape.
And he's running from the Kassadin.
Yep.
Pulling two.
Support coming out. That Titanic Hydra from 957 and the support working out. Teleport now being channeled by Bjergsen. Remember, it's about a 3-minute cooldown. Megadon time's up. Chia continues to chase. That's a great silence on to 957. They turn it around. Now 957's down. The crabs are spreading. Look at the damage onto Xie. Continues to run for his life. Riftwalk is available and he's got the mana. The Glacial Prison goes wide. MLXG's looking for Bjergsen.
Backups here.
Uzi, the bullet time found nobody. Now China are running away. Defensive flash from Uzi. Curtain call. The shots miss. 2 and 3. Number 4 does tag Uzi, and the 4th catches Mako.
Afro wants
Another
him.
Abyssal Voyage. Bafro's hungry, looking for a Devour. Get in my belly! Flash away from Maiko. Nobody is available. And China, how did you get away with that?
2 for 1, and they end up pushing them back. Here we go, though. Here's the Rift Herald to try and get this top tier 2 turret.
Man, it felt like China were chasing the loss. They threw everything at those kills, and yes, they lost 2, and they didn't lose more, but North America, they get the tower, and they really ran down LPL.
Yeah, right here, Xie goes in, dumps damage onto Haunter there. He even used the Q, so Bjergsen's free to use his Q. It stops channels, but they gotta get the shield off of Bjergsen first. He just ulties 957. He's down, and then they went a little too aggro here. Haunter able to leap away, and then Bjergsen has to flash. Uzi has to cancel the ulti. They have to run for the hills here. And MLXG, he's trying to get the Lantern. The Lantern gets, too far out of range, and it just disappears, so they pick him up on the backside.
Oh man, scumbag Maiko. Not gonna be able to find that Lantern to safety. North America, 7 kills to 3. We're approaching 20 minutes on the clock. And that lead is growing. I mean, not a single tower conceded yet. Very, very good showing is now Xie. Looking for Bjergsen, no flash available, but Aframu with the Devour. Now Afra's on the front line. He gets caught by the Death Sentence. Bjergsen's buying time with the Nether Cross. No! Great boom bullet time! Uzi gets one, as well as another, with the help of China, and that's 5 seconds from Baron. Are they gonna get Baron?
Baron's gonna go ahead and spawn right here. Haunter has TP on the opposite side of the map. Oh boy, they're gonna rush it down. They're gonna try.
Oh, sneaky W, you've done it time and time again. In the hype videos for All-Star, it's Elder Dragon steals, it's Baron steals. Sneaky has to do it again. Big burst of damage down onto the Chinese squad. Curtain calls.
They're all up against the wall.
Haunter's time down. Oh! There's the deadly flourish. Haunter goes down. Baron now enlisted. North America is helped out by Baron. Double kill for Sneaky. He's going in. Baron's flashed away from Sneaky's a triple. That's a triple. That's a quadra. Baron is interrupted. Xie's running for his life. Sneaky, where's the pentakill, man?
Oh my God, Sneaky! That was insane! He mans up, he walks in, and he takes him down!
I love All-Stars. What a crazy turn of events. Now North America's Irene, they're jumping onto the Baron, and it's up to China to interrupt it. Xie's running low on mana, and I don't think he can do this.
Oh, they're just going to be able to pick it up here with Mike Young's smite. He backs up, and it's Sneaky with the Baron. This guy, he talked about All-Stars 2014. That's when we took teams in, and then you had a fan vote, but you couldn't, I don't believe, vote for people who were already going based on their performance. It was Cloud9, and he has not been voted into an All-Star. This is his first time. He's making the fans proud. Haunter with the setup.
Yeah, what a great night. I think that was, what, 3 stuns into the wall, it looked like.
This is that champion that I was talking about for him. So many games on this gym.
But I mean, there you go, your North American AD carry All-Star, the highest percentage of votes of all 5 NA players. 52.6% of all AD carry votes went to him. He's now 6-0-3 on arguably his signature champion. One of, at least.
He did a pocket pick for this damn champion. Like, And he got a quadra kill. Jin don't want no penta.
Right.
That's what he's going for. He knows it like the back of his hand. This is such a good performance from him here. That was a standout moment.
Saving the comeback play from China. Mike Yang bites off a little more than maybe he can chew.
Oh.
Aframu, however, there is the save on the Devour. Sneaky gets all 4 shots at the curtain call before he's forced to run for his life. Now Afro's in trouble. No flash available to him. Gets stunned and taunted and eaten alive. Nethergrass gets interrupted by a great glacial prison. Mike Yang's dropped down low. That's one for Xie, one for Uzi. A rift was forward. Here comes Hornsa. He gets one back in reply. But it's so far a 4 for 1. Hornsa's about to go Mega Nog. Gets a crunch, a wallop. Hit him with the house, man! Hornsa trying to run down 957. There it goes. The cybernetic house. That's a triple kill. And all of a sudden, North America turn the fight around. Teleport from Xie. Can he do more? Sneaky's the target. Get dunked down by Xie. Hornsa trying to fight one-on-one. Red buff helping out. Gonna get excited in just a moment. Turns down the tower.
Oh, he went in!
Harry, hop, skip, jump, Xie kills Hornsa.
Xie with the TP in and the zone he literally just completed it. But before the TP, that was ridiculous. Let's start this off. Mike Young going too far forward. Afro saves him, but right now, Hauntzer wants to split. And NA, the rest of the team, needs to not put themselves in those positions. That's Mike Young not knowing what the rest of the team is up to, what their goals are. Gets caught. Afro ends up going down first for it. Mike second to the bullet time. Fantastic from Uzi there. But then Hauntzer over the wall finishes off Mako, and then Xie gets away on the side because Hauntzer decides Uzi's more important. But Sneaky in the back end up picking an MLXG right at the end.
Oh man, 27 kills in 24 minutes. We might need to find another play-by-play to tag them in because Uzi, this game is bonkers. Huge smiles across the face. 1, 4, and 6.
Yeah, you're going to read his scoreline.
Yes.
That's Uzi having a blast when his KDA is just over 1.5, or is 1.5.
Oh man, third dragon picked up for North America, by the way. 2 Cloud Drakes and a Mountain. So they got themselves that set up. Another Cloud to close it out. Yes, because I believe after that one it should go to Elder fairly soon thereafter. Thank you, observers. And now we'll see what North America can do. It's still a 5,000 gold lead. And interestingly, because of the chaoticness of the game, it doesn't feel like a 5,000 gold lead, you know?
It doesn't feel like a 24, 25-minute game. We've already had like 2 fights over Baron. Fights down mid lane. These tier 2s still up, though. And right now, Hauntzer, he's trying to find where he needs to split. Mid lane looks like where he's going. 957 is going to put pressure top. But then these 4-man units in the engage. And you can see China saying, no, we're going to collapse on the split pusher.
Yeah, 3-on-1 with the Stand United as well. Hornsa really just gets obliterated. It's at the cost of an inner turret, though.
Yep.
6 towers to 0. So North America should be relatively happy with that trade. Also, I noticed now Bjergsen's got Black Ghost. So Unsealed Spellbook has been popped again. Let's see what that Ghost does instead of the TP. What's the cooldown on that with his Lucy Boots?
108 seconds. It is a minute and 48-second cooldown Ghost.
Oh, man. Gotta go fast on that Malzahar.
That Ricky Bobby for Bjergsen.
Thank you. I like that one.
It's one of my favorite movies.
Oh, such a good
I love that.
Such a good movie, and this is such a good game as well. North America, though. Look, they've got all of the other turrets. It's now down to inhibitor turrets. And that actually makes it a little scarier.
Yeah.
Because now you're going to go and inhibitor turrets against MLXG Sejuani, Uzi's Misfortune. It's just so much easier to hit those targets.
Yeah, the engage, the collapse, and it looks like China's set up for a 1-3-1, whereas North America are now in a 4-1 with Bjergsen kind of swapping the teleport away. That's going to be really fantastic for him.
Let's see if China can pull that off. Okay, 1-3-1 opens yourselves up to like a pick potential. Mike Yan has shown his willingness to go in on many an occasion. So if NA can like pull the trigger, obviously they can punish China in any one of those lanes, really, with the amount of hard CC they've got and the amount of options they have available to them.
And Baron in a minute and a half, we're looking for that hard engage here. And we saw China, they aren't messing around when it comes to split push. No. They're saying, all right, Hauntzer, you're in a side lane. Boom, pick. Jie's on top of him. You have the Sejuani joining him as well for MLXG. So Hauntzer has to be careful. And he also can't let it get to his head. They need to ward properly for him, which you see they're getting this side of the map away from, on the opposite side of Baron, ready for him.
You gotta give a lot of credit to Horns in his team fights though. Like, such great performances, such great setup to allow Sneaky to bring it in home. I'm looking at some of the itemization as these bigger team fights are gonna break out. I mean, Righteous Glory for MLXG, Locket picked up for Mike Young, Randian's Omen for 957. So some of those really big ticket tanky items are in there, and survivability. I think the Righteous Glory Sejuani engages could be the way that China can try to close that gold gap. Could be the way that they can look to catch out someone in North America.
Yeah, it always kind of sucks, though, when you're up against a Malzahar with his passive, and then you also have this Tahm Kench. So you're really looking at the Tahm Kench before he gets like a QSS to try and engage on him, but it doesn't feel great. It's really hard to pick somebody here. You have to kind of go for a full team engage.
Well, that's what we're going to have in just a moment. Bjergsen's trying to play the bait or at least pull the minion wave.
Yeah.
Deny any of that tower damage.
It's also so that the LPL can't push mid and go into the Baron pit.
First tower of the game picked up for China. 28 minutes is the bottom outer. It's going to start to close that goal gap. I mean, 4,000 is...
Bjergsen started it.
Huge right now. Those Void Swarm's going to be helping out. That'll tank up Baron for a very long time. Stand United will take time to get there, and there's enough burst damage between Sneaky and Bjergsen to kill somebody on the LPL All-Star team. Death Sentence goes wide. This is a battle for mid-lane priority and control.
But they're losing turrets simultaneously. 957 playing the split push game here. You'd have to start up the Baron. There are no more scryers on the side of China.
Meganar's timed out as well, so there's another small window of opportunity here for China if they want to look for an engage. North America, though...
Oh, it's a really good push, but they're going to give up the Baron pit control here.
Do China actually try to start the Baron? They just fight the vision? They've
have a
lost
fight.
themselves inhibitor turret.
There's going to be a fight here. MLXG and Xie on the backside. They can catch somebody here on the retreat. Are they going to go for it?
Well, China a little bit split up. Uzi started to recall from the pit. Mako's hanging out by the banana bush.
TP.
Teleport coming down from 957. Remember, Stand United back if the fight breaks out.
Yeah, he wants to pull Hanser to the side lane, but Hanser wants to be with the team.
Well, here we go. A little bit of burst damage coming down as the timer pops out. And 957 using that split push with the Titanic. And his runes to advance and make that ever quicker.
Yeah, Demolish is such a great rune to have. Not a keystone, but a rune in that resolve tree, and they're picking up turrets now. You said it was 0 a second ago. Look at this, the engage.
Glacial Prism in the back end. That's going to slow any sort of re-engage coming down, but the Devour saves Mike Young's life. I think MLXG did a pretty good job with that ulti, trying to zone away the North American re-engage. It caught Sneaky full on, and Sneaky, of course, did use his flash. So summon a spell blown for a pending Baron fight. In actual fact, Mike Young did as well. So two of them down for this next big engage.
Yeah, they were kind of hanging out by that turret when Hanser had backed, and he was still running out of the base. So it was actually a fantastic engage from China to throw the Sejuani ultimate and just get in there and try to get somebody. But Mike Young kind of went to their hands. Look at this, he's already taking so much damage.
All right, Baron's down to 50%. Mike Young has not yet backed from that last defense. Which didn't work out in saving the tower. Try to pull China towards him into the Baron pit. Deadly Flourish. Going to be enough to root down MLXG, but at least gets a little bit of poke damage, sends a Comet flying. And North America at 13 minutes are now looking more and more even with the team comp that is getting more and more powerful.
Yeah, I think that North America, despite being 3,000 gold up, so far from what we've been seeing, actually aren't in an incredible spot for the next few minutes here, because the globals are pulling them apart. Bjergsen doesn't have TPs, so he's with the rest of the team. Hanser's kind of that sole split pusher, and they've been able to kind of shut him down the last few times he's done it. That top lane turret that's gone, that only has an inhibitor there, is kind of where North America needs to refocus. Focus towards that and focus towards the Baron. But it's so hard to do. This Caston is so mobile. This Sejuani has such great pick potential from Fog.
And you know what? So much credit now to China. After losing, you know, that sixth tower a little while ago, at 24 minutes, this game had 27 kills. Over the last 7.5 minutes, there's only been 1 kill. Look at a quick math. And I think a lot of that has to do with China, like playing very defensive. They've backed off a lot. Yes, they did lose that inhibitor turret in that trade scenario, but it was around Baron pressure, vision. They got 2 towers on the bottom. They then responded with a tower mid. So it feels like that macro game or that map game has leveled up a little bit as China got pushed all the way back to their base.
Yeah, they seem to be kind of on the not the back foot, I would say, for North America, but they're struggling to find how they lean into this to gain an advantage from here. It's been kind of a stagnated state of the game where they can't push forward. And like I said, it's on Hauntzer, but the last 2 times he's been splitting, his team got caught in the jungle, and then the other time they went after him and killed him. So they've shut down the split push enough, and China's showing, you just can't do this against us. But you got to kind of keep at it. It's the team comp win condition for now.
Okay, so Baron is up. Zyrene, there's a Cloud Drake on the way, alive rather. And of course, next one is Elder. A 4-dragon Elder, despite 3 of them being Cloud, is still going to be powerful for North America. Where do they set their sights? I mean, it feels like Baron vision has been important, but they haven't been able to really bait it or commit to that objective because China's just played pretty smart around those threats.
Yeah, China's played incredibly smart around how to manage this fog of war team. And they've been going for engages. Here's another one, and LXG gonna throw it.
All right, that's gonna be a target on the Mike Young. He manages to buffer up the flag and drag very, very well.
They want to kill.
Comes down. Xie gets the hourglass. Now North America are running for their lives. The force pulse comes out from Xie. He's dodging the curtain call. Nobody's died yet. 957 now on the front line as Meganar is starting to time
out.
He goes in, gets out, gets a stun, gets a crunch down, and LXG's running for his life. Malefic Visions is tagging across. The bullet time does so much damage. 957 as well as Xie. They get 2. That's a double, a triple. It's going to be a quadra kill. So Xie and China are in the lead.
He just keeps rift locking over and over and over again. The resets, the low mana cost, just popping off on the end. They're going to push forward.
Listen to this audience erupt. LPL are going to demolish the inhibitor turret. 20-second death timers. Are they going to go?
They're going to keep going. They're going to try to end it right here.
North America might have just lost that game. 34 minutes in, the minions start conga lining their way down. China are onto the inhibitors. The Nexus turret is falling, and it's done. They've taken them down. China bounce back and defeat the North American All-Stars.
The smile on Uzi's face, premonition of what was to come here. China 2-0 on the day. Even in a bad position to start, they come back, they come in swinging, and they find the moment to turn the game.
Oh man, after such a strong early game, it is heartbreaking to see North America lose that one, but so much credit to China. They dug deep, they defended well, and they played exceptional from behind.
Yeah, you saw that they ended up shutting down the strategy of the split push with Hauntzer on the Gnar, and so it became more about grouping up for the team fight. They went for a team fight. Nobody still had QSSs. This is one of those games where you're just like, wait, if somebody dies to that, you're like, what the hell happened? But Xie gets ultied from Bjergsen. Shen ulti comes through. He hourglasses afterwards. He starts resetting as North America try to chase down Uzi, who just bullet times it up.
Huge smiles on the side of LPL. You can see them celebrating with the fans here in the audience. Great to see the turnout on the LPL squad. And of course, Bjergsen just a moment ago there, heartbroken. So China 2-0 on the day, gonna take the early lead in their group. And after being down, what, like 4,000 gold? I think you can see with some of the mixed team challenges come in and something like this because it was the late game, that final hurdle, and they couldn't get over.
Yeah, and it looked like their communication was on point, though. Everybody knew what they should be doing. All the individuals, pound for pound, ready to shut down the NA strategy. It was 6-0 in turrets at one point.
It was, and it did not result in a win. To hear more on how China won, let's head into the analyst desk.
Thank you very much. Quick shot. Definitely not the result we expected, at least from the midway point of the game, based on, as they mentioned, the gold differentials. And then, hey, all of a sudden, China comes away with a victory, ahead now in the group. 2-0. Overall, though, this game very exciting, relatively close throughout, very kill-heavy early, then kind of that stall out until the game decided.
I was getting all hyped up, James. I was like, oh, look, the 2 weeks of practice, no problem. And
Kobe literally was like, I can't wait to kick off this segment by trash talking for like a straight 2 minutes.
I'm in the middle. Even though my name's Papa, I'm still between these two parents who are bickering. And my biggest takeaway here was
how quick the acceptance came for the NA cast.
I was like,
He was on
yes,
cloud
yes.
9, literally. Like, he was
Used to.
right up there. He was so excited. And then instantly it's like, okay, we lost.
Yeah, I can only feign surprise so often, Papa Smithy.
There's
all
no
right?
feigning. He's
Things are
instantly
starting
there.
to feel a lot more normal here in NA all of a sudden as China bests us. But let's take a look at it, because there's a lot of really cool stuff going on in this game as a whole, as well as some individuals that I really want to call out, one of which is Sneaky. Let's dive right into it. This guy pulling up a huge quadra kill to save a Baron, save the game in a sense for North America, and put them in the driver's seat.
I mean, this is the classic play. Right now, you see two teams in their natural habitat throwing over Baron. I know North America, you guys started this with the LPL. We have perfected this play. And Sneaky just rocks up and is like, why, hello there. How can I assist you guys?
And look, Sneaky's someone I followed from afar in many different ways. It really does feel like, correct me if I'm wrong, Kobe, it feels like he has aged like a fine wine. In the past, this was the guy no one talked about on C9. The focus in 2014, when he was last on the All-Star stage, was on Meteos and other members of the team. It feels like every year our expectations for Sneaky, and even where he is on a tier list, it does feel like it rises.
I didn't hear a correction, so I'm going to take that as an affirmation.
You didn't give me any
That
time.
Kobe
He's been
believes
talking the whole
Give him a
time.
moment.
You're
that
talking
Sneaky
the
is
whole
very
time.
much a fine wine.
Talk to me about Sneaky.
Honestly, yeah. For a long time, everyone was always like, yeah, the consistent member.
He was
right?
number 3, right? It felt like he was always top 3, but number 3.
And that's why, Double Lift was often voted into the All-Star team. We see that over and over. But with the international performances and people really starting to take into account how far and how valuable it is to have that consistency, Sneaky's stock has risen. And he also comes up with a quadra kill here. Not to be, understated though for Haunter, the setup there with that Gnar, the huge like 5-man setup that he was able to get. So definitely need to give credit back there.
And I also want to take a look at Sneaky's lane phase. Yes, Mike Young, he got into the Discord channel. He figured out where Sneaky and Afro were. He's like, I can actually talk to these guys and gank their lane.
Right.
But it always was, Sneaky is good in the team fights, but maybe a little bit lackluster in the lane phase. He was facing across from Uzi and Mako. Those guys are disgusting in lane, and they certainly held their own with Sneaky and Afro.
Oh, I mean, they needed the help down there from Mike Young, right, in order to get out of that early lane phase, some of the abuse they were taking. But as we put focus on one AD carry and a particular carry in this game for North America, I want to look at the carry and the ultimate game winner for China. This was CA. You said, looking at this roster, this is the one guy who might not be considered, top of his role in his region, and yet he's the one who has the answer quadra for the win. This one brought to you by Acer Predator.
But that's the thing, if you give CA his champion, he's going to style all over you. And as soon as the Cassidon was locked in, his Syndra was denied, his LeBlanc was denied, but he found it in the end, and it was Shin Cassidon combo. And yes, CA ultimately was the carry, but it was also 9-5-7 again, putting up a huge performance with the Shin ultimate.
And it's so much about the team fighting here. The use of the big ultimates, how long this team fight went on, the Gnar engagement there, and then not being able to land follow-up stuns on any key members. The carries there, Uzi and Xie that you're talking about, both were able to stay out of harm's way the entire duration of the first 30 seconds of that fight, and then you have the huge turnaround. He holds on to the bullet time, cooldown there, and the re-engage comes in.
You can literally see on that graph where Kobe his hopes and dreams were crushed.
There was some palpitations around 23 minutes, but
about-
after that,
It was about 30 seconds before we had to get on this desk that our hopes were dashed, in a sense.
And I think the time metric is so important because, there was ticking time bombs.
Yeah.
The Cassidon is certainly a ticking time bomb in this game. NA were doing the right things, but I think the casters called it out about the lack of kills after about 20 minutes, 23 minutes. That's when the stabilizing happened. Shen in the side lane, Cass in the side lane. You plug and play, and that's how it went, and China closed it out very quickly.
And I actually want to look at Mike Young, because Mike Young had a great early game, but it really was that overreach when they were pushing down the mid lane. TSM had just gotten the Baron, Snaky had just had a quadra kill, so he's got a massive kill gold on him, or what's bounty on him.
Yep.
Haunter also has a massive bounty on him. And it's CA that picks up a double kill in the team fight that ensues when Mike Young dives too deep. And then he picks up another double kill, taking down both the huge Gnar and the Jhin, and at that point it's like, okay, Cassidon probably just got 15 to 2K gold there.
I mean, but that's that rookie status of Mike Young, right? We saw a couple other instances, the early invade on the red buff. After the intelligent attention thrown towards the bot lane and gaining some advantages there, just every once in a while not syncing perfectly with the team. But that's a characteristic of all stars in general, right? Just as an entirety or as an entire event, this idea that you're taking hodgepodge rosters and saying, hey, play at the highest level, even though you've never actually played a competitive game together.
There are definitely a lot of very aggressive and over-aggressive chase moves there that we did see him, the dives as well as the overextension in the jungle. So those are things that they're going to look to tailor.
But there's excitement, right? There is the excitement, the flash on the flag and drag to make that second kill for the double kill. You just think that if Mithy is this quarterback who can really wield the weapons he has on that team, Mike Young is a weapon. There is something about this guy. He does have the aggressive mindset. It's reining in the over-aggression that needs to happen.
It's just the weapon that's got to be pointed in the right direction.
Yeah,
That Game 5 was absolutely epic, and it delivered the all-star hype. We'll see if the LMS versus LCK can do the same. Meet us back here for Game 6 after the break.